Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I pay homage to the Blessed One, the Supremely Enlightened One. I pay homage to my teacher, Sānuvāsī, who teaches me the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma. Sadhu, sadhu. So there are some meditations, actually you visualize some situations. For example, in the Satipatthana Kaya section, as Buddha explains the contemplation, the body as body, there we have 9 cemetery contemplations. That means it's kind of a visualizing a dead body, how a dead body is decomposed in 9 stages, and you compare your body to the same phase, and this body will be like that one day. And monks used to go to, in the time of the Buddha, to charnel grounds and watch how that reality happens to a dead body, and they take that perception into their mind, and it's kind of a visualizing thing. But when we do the meditation like loving kindness or compassion, appreciative joy, there is no such visualizing there. It's your natural, the feelings of compassion. You are cultivating more thoughts of compassion. If you try to visualize somebody in pain, your relatives, your family members, friends, or anybody, that's not, you're not going to succeed in meditation, because when you try to visualize somebody in pain, then instead of practicing the meditation, your heart will be filled with sadness, worries, and all these negative qualities. The meditation is not taking off well when the mind is full of sadness, grief, and all these dark qualities. So in order for the meditation to take off well, the mind should be very gladdened, rapturous, happy, and joyful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so when you do meditation, is effective when you are joyful at that moment, correct?
Yeah, for all the meditations.
For all the meditations. So it's not convenient when you are sad or depressed. That is a negative effect, correct?
Yeah, but that will happen if you try to visualize somebody in pain.
I see. So when you are trying to heal your own pain, and based on your statements that with compassionate love, so you send to yourself that compassion, those feelings, that love, that love and kindness, right?
Compassion.
So that is a method to contemplation, correct? Or,
yeah, that's you can call it contemplation. Contemplation, the thoughts of compassion, not necessarily a visualizing thing.
Right. I understand. Thank you.
Cultivating, cultivating wholesome qualities, noble qualities. That's the healing part, actually. Cultivating wholesome qualities, cultivating noble qualities. Those thoughts can heal somebody, heal yourself and heal others, not the dark, negative qualities. Dark, negative qualities can never heal yourself and others.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So it's the same for forgiveness. So when you forgive someone else, you forgive yourself as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, you have to forgive yourself and you have to forgive others.
Right. I understand.
Good.
Thank you, Bhante.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Ante,
Mhm.
Ante, I have some sharing. Just in time with what this Calamitas was sharing with us. I think yeah, because it all happened. I actually encountered a sutta.
Mm.
It's because there's a little bit of a grief last month. Two of my friends,
Oh, a
Chinese
little bit, huh? You are lucky,
friends,
huh?
well,
A little bit
well,
of grief.
a little bit, yeah, because
Normally,
yeah,
no,
we're
normally
able to
people have
overcome.
lots of grief.
Well, we can do about it because two of my Asian friends from the Philippines, they passed away from COVID,
Mhm.
and it was just a month ago. And one of them, in fact, was very close to me. Yeah, we chat very much often, and now I seem to miss her chat. She's also very devoted Buddhist, eh? She is. We talk about dependent origination when we chat. So, but then it's very painful because out of nowhere she got this COVID, and she didn't get any cure. She didn't even really know, and there were no hospital, no beds over there, and so just 3 days she's gone. Okay, the fourth day she's cremated. And so I didn't know, we didn't know, so I missed why she's not chatting with me anymore. But then later on, the younger sister told me that the sister passed away. So it's quite painful. Now the other person is a guy, so whom, yeah, we sing together before, so it's a singing friends. Anyway, so a little bit of the grieving, and so I actually look into the sutta, and I encountered one story that Buddha said. I think it's about a man who is grieving his son, and then suddenly he saw a young boy also crying. Okay, but this young boy is actually a deva. Okay, so personified. And so he asked this young boy, "Why are you crying?" And the young boy said, "Well, he has this beautiful chariot, but there's no wheels." And the young boy said that, "Okay, so if he wants to get the wheels, he wants the sun and moon up there to be, he wants the sun and the moon to become the wheels of his chariot." Now the man, the older man who is grieving, the father, said, "Oh, this is impossible. How can that happen?" And then this young boy answered answered the father, saying that,
And also the father said, "You are foolish."
yes, yes, yes. So I said, I mean, I was reading it, I was laughing at it. So it's too far. I mean, how can you get the sun and the moon, right, to become the wheels of your chariot, of your cart? So, but then, so and then I think the young boy said that, well, at least you can see the sun and the moon upstairs shining brightly, but in the father's case, you were crying over your dead son whom you couldn't see anymore, and the dead son is cremated. And so who is more foolish? Right? So the story is about like that. And so the father realized that, oh, why is he continue grieving over his dead son when the son is already gone and cannot return? So so yeah, that's a little bit about the grieving thing. So I realized that well it's kind of, we are grieving into something that is already gone and cannot come back. And just like my friend, she's cremated. Oh, both of them were cremated, sorry. So and now it's gone. So why are we continue grieving? Of course, the memories, right? Now to
So
continue the story.
did that reading like give you kind of good insight, and
Yeah,
it helped
I,
you to kind of remove your grief?
yes, it somehow gave me the realization that we shouldn't be grieving over something that couldn't come back anymore. So that is something that is gone. So we understand about, as Buddhists, we understand about death, right? So it will come anytime. It's, it's part of the Four Noble Truth, right? So it's a suffering. So we have to meet, it's just that a little bit sadness because my friends, they pass without saying anything, okay, without no goodbyes and nothing, just disappear, just evaporated in the dust, right? So, well, continue the story. I think the father just asked the little boy, "Oh, you are so um um smart. How did you know all of this?" Okay, and then I think the boy said that, "Well, I'm actually your son." Right? The story said that. And
Yeah.
then the father said, "How come you become the deva? Deva, if you're my son, you didn't do any good deeds."
Mhm.
And then the boy said, "Well, did you forget? So when I was sick, and then I was sent outside, and I saw Buddha coming, and then I realized Buddha, noble, enlightened Buddha, and so he paid homage, and then he worshipped Buddha, and so he after the boy passed away, he became a deva."
Mhm.
So yeah, so it's very enlightening, the story, and that is actually the story of Maṭṭakuṇḍalī, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So
So he came, the god
yeah,
Maṭṭakuṇḍalī came actually to help his father
to help the father. Yes, because
in
seeing
the
that his father
previous
is
life.
grieving all the time.
Out of
Yes,
compassion, he came.
that's right. That's right. So it's
Mm.
very powerful, the story. Two events. Okay, so but then they are related, helping the father
See,
of.
why don't people read these suttas?
Well, because I felt grief, and so I
See,
was
see,
looking and I
see
saw it.
how powerful these suttas,
Yes, yes,
how
Bante.
powerful these words of the Buddha,
Yes,
how powerful these teachings of the Buddha. They can right away, they can help people to get rid of their pain, grief, sadness, suffering, ignorance. So powerful teachings, right?
that's right. It's 1 month already, but I still, sometimes I feel sad and can still remember the sutta. Now, Bante, I have a question. So, while we were chatting with this, my friend, this woman who passed away, we were very active chatting in the last 1 year after the COVID. So, and then she was saying that, oh, she missed going to visit Buddhist temples. She said that after hopefully after COVID is over, she wanted to go. She really wanted to go and visit the Japanese Buddhist temples like that. I told the younger sister that what we talk about it. And so, what do you think, Bante? Because now the woman is already cremated, so does the younger sister have to what do you call this? Um, answer um the likes. I mean, the because the woman wanted to go to Japan and to visit the temples. Do you think that the younger sister should one day take the ashes and then just go and answer the prayers of her elder sister? Shouldn't,
Mhm.
right? But then
Monks
to answer the
not bound
I
to
don't know.
answer all the
Should she do
questions.
that or not? But based on the sutta is no, you shouldn't do that because
There is no rule that to say that monks are supposed to answer all the questions.
so I don't know because yeah, the younger sister was telling me that she hoped that she would hopefully answer
Okay,
sister
this
once.
is in the Dhamma. If you really want to help somebody who passed away, there is only a single way to do that.
Okay.
That is to find virtuous people, monks, nuns, or virtuous lay people who keep precepts. Give the dana,
Yes, yes, yes.
give food, clothing, or water, or other requisites, and share the merit with the
Concerns.
departed relative.
That's more meaningful. Yeah.
That's That's not more meaningful. That's the only meaningful.
That is the only way.
Only way we can help our loved ones who have passed away. That's
So taking
and
action.
because of the Buddha's enlightenment, we learned that. Otherwise, we wouldn't know how to help our relatives, our friends who passed away. We wouldn't know. Instead of grieving over their demise, or instead of crying, that's what we should do. We should share merit with them. But does the majority in the world know about it? No.
No.
Unfortunately, no. Because they don't know the teachings of the Buddha. I saw something else.
Thank you, Bhante.
What did I say? Oh, I wanted to go with you how to find that sutta that Harry just shared with us. Do you like to, how about others? Do you like to read the same sutta?
Yes, Bhante.
Yeah, I have it 7.9. Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Sutta. It's in Vimanya Vatu. I actually printed it. It's in here.
So you go here. It's in, you can go to suttafriends.org. And you go here. You can actually, you can try.
I went into grieving.
Oh, you went to grieving, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, this
That's
one.
grieving.
The second one at the right, far right. Second line, second row, far right.
Oh, here? You went here?
Yeah, I went there.
It's because it's your subject, eh?
Because I was checking grief.
Wow, so it
That's
helps
how
you,
I
eh?
found it.
Oh, we should share merit with Kemaratana Bhante because he designed this. Okay, we go to grief.
Keywords.
It worked.
Yeah,
and then
the third
you,
one, 7.9.
yeah, you go here.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I saw and I read.
Oh, wow. That's so wow.
All stories there.
Yeah, this is the whole story. Amazing. You get the answers right away.
Yeah.
So that's one way. If you like, let's say you are angry and you go here, hatred.
It's red.
Okay. Okay. So like that. So these are some keywords. And or you can go here. If you know the name, you can type Maṭṭakuṇḍalī.
Yes.
And it pops up here, Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Sutta, right? Maṭṭakuṇḍalī mention. Right? Or you go here after the class because Harry said it's in the Vimanavattu, and you go here, Vimanavattu, and you remember the name, it's Maṭṭakuṇḍalī, and you scroll down and you look for the Maṭṭakuṇḍalī story.
7.9.
7.9.
Yeah. So use the keyword is easier.
Yeah. So this is Maṭṭakuṇḍalī, 7.9. And we should be very grateful for all the enlightened Bhantes who preserved these teachings for the future generation. And we are benefiting now. Okay, since we were talking about helping our relatives who have passed away, I have a beautiful story here. Maybe we can learn more about it. Okay.
Bhante, I have a question.
Okay.
It's Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Sutta, it's in the Petavattu or Vimanavattu?
It's in Vimanavattu.
Okay, because I saw another Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Sutta in Petavattu too. So
Maybe it's in both. It's in both because it's talking about a god, and also it's talking about a dead person. So maybe in both in Petavattu and Imanavattu, right?
Yes, Bhante. I saw Maṭṭakuṇḍalī.
Well, you
Same
saw
Sutta.
in Petavattu as well. Okay, yeah. Some stories are in different, like more than one places.
Okay. Thank you.
So who is going to read this?
Can't read, Bhante.
Okay.
There was once an arahant named Maṭṭakuṇḍalī living in the city of Kuṇḍalī on Mount Sānuvāsī. He possessed many good qualities. His mother, father, and brother passed away and were reborn in the ghost world because of the bad deeds they committed in the human world. They were very tired, thin, and naked. They experienced pain as if they were being pierced by needles. They were always scared and would not show themselves. However, one day the brother revealed himself to Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Bhante while standing on his hands and feet like an animal. But Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Bhante just walked past the ghost without saying anything. The ghost spoke to him saying, "I'm your brother who was reborn in the ghost world. Your mother and father are also there right now. Having done evil deeds, now we have to suffer there. They are pierced with needles and are very tired, thin, and naked. They are always scared and do not show themselves. You are very compassionate, Bhante. Please have pity on us. Please offer alms and dedicate that merit to us. That is the only way we will be happy." Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Bhante and 12 other monks searched for alms and soon gathered at the same place with the purpose of sharing their meals.
Sadhu, sadhu.
So,
Rejoice in you. Okay, now you can see, as we always discuss, that even though we are in the same family, after death we will go to different places, right? We talk about that often. See how it happened here in this family. And their son, one of the sons, and the brother is a monk near the Buddha. Not only an ordinary monk, an enlightened monk. But did other family members follow him? Follow his good qualities? No.
No.
This Bhante's mother, father, brother, they all did bad things. They did not keep precepts. They were greedy. And what happened to them? They all passed away and reborn in the ghost world. That's how this karma thing works. Even though we are in the same family, we are eating together, we go on trips together, we do everything together, but in the end, we go to different places, like this. So now ghosts know very well the only way they can gain some happiness, some food, some water, is if somebody who is still alive offers alms and dedicate the merit to them, right? So now, how can Bhantes give dana and share merit? Lay people can give dana. Now this ghost is asking Bhante. So how can Bhante cook? And how can Bhante share merits with the different relatives? And this is how Bhante is doing it. Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Bhante and 12 other monks searched for alms and soon gathered at the same place with the purpose of sharing their meals. Okay. Now Maṭṭakuṇḍalī Bhante and other some fellow monks, friendly monks, 12 of them gathered some food on their alms round and now they are going to share merit with the Potthapada Bhante's parents and brother. So basically now Potthapada Bhante takes all the food collected by other monks as well, and now Potthapada Bhante is going to serve with his own hand to the other Bhantes, because when all the other Bhantes give their portion, their collection to the Potthapada Bhante, and the Potthapada Bhante owns it. And then Potthapada Bhante serves that food with his own hand to other Bhantes. It becomes Potthapada Bhante's giving. It becomes Potthapada Bhante's dana. So Bhantes don't have to worry, thinking that, oh, I don't have money, how can I cook, how can I buy food, how can I give dana, how can I share merit with my departed relatives. There is a way for Bhantes to do that. Okay, who is going to read next?
Can I try one thing? Potthapada Bhante, give me the food that you have collected. I want to offer it to the community of monks out of compassion for my departed relatives. The monks gave their food to Potthapada Bhante. The Bhante offered the food to the Sangha and dedicated the merit to his mother, father, and brother by saying, "Let this merit go to my departed relatives. May my relatives be happy." The merit he dedicated instantly became a well-prepared, good quality curry and other food for the monk's departed relatives. The brother then appeared in front of the monk looking healthy, fresh, and happy, saying, "Brother Bhante, there is lots of food for us to eat, but we are still naked. Please do something so we can have some clothes." Potthapada Bhante then collected some scraps of cloth. Once he had collected enough, he made a robe and offered it to the Sangha by saying, "Let this merit be for my departed relatives. May my relatives be happy." The fruit of his donation immediately turned to clothing for his relatives. The brother appeared again in front of the monk dressed in fine clothes and said,
Sadhu, sadhu. See how powerful this dana is? We should be grateful for the Supreme Buddha for because we have Bhantes now in the world, and we should be grateful to all the Bhantes in the world, the Mahasangha. Imagine that if we have been born in a time period where there are no monks, can we do these things? See the results of dana. They produce instant results, instant happiness for the departed relatives. Shouldn't the whole world read about these things? This is the invisible world. Nobody knows except the Buddha how the ghostly beings are suffering and how they can gain happiness, how we can help them. Only the Buddha knew about these things. These are very powerful teachings. So now they have lots of food, right? Now, what do they need next? And Bhante offered a robe to the Mahasangha by himself. He made it by himself. Not very like the costly offerings. And Bhante didn't have to pay anything for that. But the results are very great. Now the brother is asking again. They need fine clothes, right? Now they have clothes. So what does the brother have to say again? Let's see who is going to read.
I can read, Bhante.
Okay, Rob.
Brother, there are more clothes here than there are in King Nanda's realm, made from silk and wool, linen and cotton. There are so many that they hang down from the sky. We can wear as many clothes as we want, but we are still homeless. Please find a way for us to have a home now. Pottapada Bhante built a hut from leaves and donated it to the Sangha. When he had offered it, he dedicated the merit by saying, "Let this merit be for my departed relatives. May my relatives be happy." Immediately, the merit that he shared came into the form of a large multi-story house. The brother appeared in front of him once again, saying, "Brother, the house that we have right now cannot be found anywhere in the human world, but it is like the houses where divas live. The house shines in all directions. But Bhante, we are still thirsty. Please find a way to get us some water to drink."
Sadhu, sadhu. See, we should think that this is our story too, right? About our relatives. We should think that this is the same story about our relatives who have passed away. And if we think that we also should help them in the same way that Pottapada Bhante helped, it is a very wise decision. Even though our relatives don't appear in front of us, which is good, because otherwise we would get scared and some problems will happen, because they look how the brother appeared in front of Pottapada Bhante like an animal, right? With his foes. He was walking with his foes like an animal. So like a skeleton. Just a skeleton walking on the ground. So if we were to see that, we get scared and, you know, something bad will happen to us. We will get sick. Good that they don't appear in front of us. But since that Bhante was an Arhat Bhante, he is free from fear. And some people like think, why don't they appear in front of us? If they appeared in the past, why don't they do it now? But if it happens in reality, nobody wants that to happen. Okay, now they have a house, but they are still thirsty. Gita is going to read?
Yes,
Okay.
Bhante. Please find a way to get us some water to drink. Pottapada Bhante filled a water pot and offered it to the Sangha, saying, "Let this merit be for my relatives. May my relatives be happy." The merit he shared immediately became lotus ponds for the family. These ponds had clear water, beautiful banks, and were filled with sweet fragrance. The water was cool and covered with lotuses, water lilies, and lotus petals. The relatives of the monk bathed, drank, and enjoyed the water. They then appeared once again in front of Pottapada Bhante, saying, relatives, "Bhante, we have plenty of water now, but our feet are dried and cracked. We have to walk around on gravel and other sharp objects in our bare feet. Please find a way so we can get something to ride on."
Okay, so okay, so now they have food, they have water, they have clothing, they have a house, place to live, right? Imagine, like, when we are in the human world, we have everything. But after we depart, we leave this human world, why don't Why don't we have them in the next life? Okay, we have houses, we have vehicles, we have clothing, we have food, we have water, we have everything in the human world now. When we leave the human world, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next year, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, right? One day we will leave this world. When we leave this world, why don't we have them in the next world? Because we don't give. Because we don't practice giving and sharing. Because we are greedy. Because we are not generous. That is the reason why we don't have them in the next life. So we don't take these things for granted. We have everything today. We have a house to live in. We have vehicles. We have slippers. We have water. We have clothing. But instantly we will lose everything. If we don't take these things seriously, the Dhamma path. See now, they have nothing. Now they have cracked and dried feet. And they are walking, like how painful it is to walk on gravel and other sharp objects. Now they need something to ride on, like a vehicle. Now, what do you think, like how Pottappada Bhante can help them? Can you guess? Those who have not read this story before, can you guess? How can give happiness to their feet?
Bhante, you know, if it were the Chinese back home or in Taiwan, we would be offering paper cars. You know, cars that are made from paper mache, and then burn them. That's how we do.
Not real cars.
No, not real cars. So it's a miniature one, and it's made of paper mache. There are lots
to share merit with the departed relatives.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Okay, let's see how Pottappada Bhante did.
And then they are very expensive. They are very expensive, Bhante. And even houses too, paper mache. The bigger, the better. That's how we do it back there.
But how can the receiver use it for some good reason?
Okay, so those things were bought. Okay, so there are many sellers selling those things, and then the more beautiful, the more decorated ones are really, you know.
So what is the benefit for the receiver?
Well, they said that once you burn them, then the receiver can
you burn them.
Burn them.
So no benefit for the receiver.
That is the belief.
No. Okay, this is important. See how much we should learn, how much the world should learn. So, okay, the receiver definitely should benefit from the gift. Then only you can share that with the departed relative. Okay, let's see how Bhante Pottappada is going to do that good karma thing. Who is going to read next? The last part.
I can read, Bhante. This is Aina.
Okay, Aina.
The elder monk found some sandals and offered them to the Sangha, saying, "Let this merit be for my departed relative. May my relatives be happy." The merit immediately went to the relatives in the form of a carriage. The relative approached the monk in their carriage and said, "Relatives, you have shown us compassion, Bhante. You helped us to get food to eat, clothing, houses, water to drink, and vehicle to ride in. We are here now to pay homage to the compassionate Pottappada Bhante."
Sadhu, sadhu. That's how we learn the right way. But there in like it was not very expensive. Bhante just found some old slippers, sandals, and offered it to the Mahasangha. What produces great results is that the giver is virtuous and the receiver, that in this case it is the Sangha, Mahasangha, the noble Sangha, offered gift given to the Sangha. That generated the powerful results. It's not what is important here is not the amount of money you spent on it. See now, as Harry explained, it's so much money you spend on those cars, the paper cars, and you burn them, and zero results. All right. Okay, so the giver has to be virtuous, the receiver has to be virtuous, and if the receiver is, and if the gift is given not as a personal offering, that's also important. If you can give a gift to a monk as a personal offering, and the results are going to be less results, limited results. But if the gift is given as to the whole community of monks, not as a personal offering, the results are going to be vast, unlimited, immeasurable results. That is what is important here, not the money we spent on a gift. Shouldn't the whole world learn this? But very few people get to learn these amazing teachings of the Buddha, and that is the nature of the world. Very few people go to heaven, very few people escape from the cycle of birth and death. That's always the case. It's the natural law in the world. Okay, very good. If you don't have any questions, we can go to our main sutta and we can finish it today.
Bhante, I have one question. Bhante, so if we're offering the Attapirikara, right, and medicines, and maybe fruits to the Mahasangha, we just offer it to the entire temple, or how do we
We think in our mind, we think I offer this
to the
Mahasangha. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
In your mind, you have that thought. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
What is the thinking, Bhante? I mean, is the idea that if you know your relatives are not so virtuous, it's a good thing to make some offerings, but if you know your relatives are very virtuous, maybe you don't need to make such offerings? I'm just wondering what
you mean the relatives who are alive?
No, the relatives who have passed away. I mean,
how do you know? No, receiver in this case, not the relative who
I understand. I understand, but you're trying to benefit the relatives who passed away. If you know your relatives who passed away are very non-virtuous, I guess you're more motivated to make some offerings, or if you know they're very virtuous, you're maybe not motivated.
Oh, so you are thinking about the relatives in this life only?
No, I'm thinking after the relatives in this life.
No, we are talking about the relatives who lived with us in the unseen past, in many lives before. So there are so many relatives who are unvirtuous and who may be in the ghost world and who need our help. Not only the relatives in this life.
It doesn't get it, right?
So when we go to a temple, when we see the monks, or when we carry some food or whatever, Buddha says, so many departed relatives who lived with us in our past lives follow us when we go to that temple, thinking that my relative will share merit with me after offering the dana to the Mahasangha.
Oh, I see. Although in this case, the monk was doing it specifically for his immediate
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, because his
But in-
brother shared the story with him, right?
Right.
Yeah,
But in
but
general, in general,
in
that's
general,
that's
yeah,
not the thinking.
yeah, in
general.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Just
see.
do it, yeah.
I see.
But Bante, how would you know your let's say your relatives that you have never met before? Let's say your ancestors.
Yes.
How would you know that they are in need? So do
Oh,
they come
because
in dreams?
because one day somebody went to the Buddha and asked, how do we know that the specific relative receives it or not, or whether he's in the ghost or whatever? Buddha said, no, don't worry. Don't worry. Even though the specific relative that you want to mention is not in that ghost world, there are so many other ghosts, your relatives in the ghost world, who lived with you in this long journey of samsara, who are waiting for your merit. How do we know that there are relatives waiting for
So
our
even
merit?
though we don't
How do we know?
them.
It's because Buddha said.
Uh-huh.
Because Buddha said that there are
Ah,
so many
Buddha said.
relatives. Okay, you don't
I'm sure
need
there
to
are
like
so many lives.
yeah, you don't need to see like a movie. Okay, which relatives lived with me? No, you don't need to see that. We have the word of the Buddha. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Bante.
So sharing merit is always good. Always good. You never waste by sharing merit. You
Bante,
never
like
waste
how,
it.
yeah.
Huh?
How long the food will last for them actually? So
No.
right now we have an opportunity only once a month to Sangha. So so how frequently, it's a very
It's like
maybe a
you need
stupid
like a
question.
chart, right? How much should
Yes,
I
Bante.
offer, and how much
They are
results
so
it
hungry.
generated, and how long will the ghost
Yes.
use it?
Yes.
What is the remaining time? Unfortunately,
Yeah.
there are no charts available like that. No
Yeah.
charts.
Even we are eating 2 to 3 times a day, but they are so
No
hungry.
tables. No tables like that.
But
Yes.
also,
No
Bante,
need to measure.
Yeah, Bante, I wanted to mention something else. Like if you're taking precepts and we're doing the Brahmavihara meditations and calming our mind, we can offer merits every single day.
No, you can
right?
share merit. You are not wasting anything, or you are
Exactly.
no danger for you to sharing merits. But yeah, you
Exactly.
can share merits. But in the case of giving happiness to the ghosts, you basically need to share merit by giving food, water, clothing, houses, sandals, slippers, medicine, and basic requisites, because the same form of gift will go back to the ghosts. That's important to understand as well.